Let me ask you something. Have you ever walked through a grocery store and noticed the word halal on certain products? Maybe it was chicken, beef, or even a snack bar. But what does halal actually mean? And why is it popping up everywhere, from food aisles to financial institutions? Halal, derived from Arabic, means permissible or lawful in Islamic law. For Muslims, it's not just about dietary restrictions. It's a way of life, guided by principles rooted in faith. Today, we're diving deep into how halal markets have grown into a multi-billion-dollar global phenomenon. This isn't just about economics. It's also a reflection of Islam's expanding influence worldwide. As globalization continues to connect cultures and economies, halal has moved beyond its traditional boundaries. It's no longer confined to Muslim-majority countries. It's now a significant player in international trade, shaping industries and consumer habits globally. Whether you're aware of it or not, halal markets are influencing the products you see, buy, and use every day. What is halal? So what exactly makes something halal? In simple terms, halal refers to anything permissible under Islamic law, as outlined in the Quran and Hadith. When we talk about halal food, for example, it adheres to strict guidelines. Animals must be slaughtered humanely, prayers must be recited during the process, and ingredients like pork and alcohol are strictly forbidden. But here's the kicker: it's not just food. Halal extends to finance, cosmetics, fashion, and even tourism. Imagine this. Halal finance prohibits interest-based transactions because usury or riba is forbidden. Instead, ethical banking practices ensure fairness and transparency. Or take halal cosmetics. They avoid harmful chemicals and animal testing, aligning with both religious values and modern consumer preferences. Doesn't that sound appealing even if you're not Muslim? The principles behind halal often overlap with broader concerns about sustainability, ethics, and health. That's one reason why these products are gaining traction beyond Muslim communities. For instance, many non-Muslim consumers prefer halal-certified meat because they believe it's fresher, healthier, and produced more ethically than conventional alternatives. In essence, halal isn't just a label. It's a philosophy that emphasizes purity, integrity, and respect for life. And as we'll see, this philosophy is resonating with an increasingly diverse audience. If you're enjoying this journey so far, don't forget to like and share this video. Your support helps us share these incredible stories with a global audience. Now back to the show. Historical context of halal markets. To understand the rise of halal markets, we need to go back in time. Historically, halal trade began as a local tradition within Muslim-majority regions. In ancient bazaars, traders ensured their goods complied with Islamic teachings, creating trust among consumers. Over centuries, these practices became deeply embedded in cultural and economic systems. Fast forward to today, and what started as small-scale, community-driven commerce has evolved into a global industry. The globalization of trade, advancements in technology, and increased mobility have transformed halal markets into a powerhouse. Now, whether you're in Jakarta or New York, you can find halal-certified products meeting international standards. This transformation didn't happen overnight. Key milestones include the establishment of halal certification bodies, the development of global supply chains, and the adoption of halal standards by multinational corporations. These efforts have helped formalize the halal economy, making it accessible to a wider audience while maintaining its core principles. Global growth of halal markets. Speaking of numbers, the growth of the halal economy is staggering. As of recent estimates, the global halal market is valued at over $2 trillion, with projections showing it could reach $3 trillion by 2026. Food remains the largest segment, accounting for nearly 70% of the market, but other sectors are catching up quickly. Pharmaceuticals, tourism, fashion, and finance are all experiencing rapid expansion. For instance, halal tourism, which includes services catering to Muslim travelers, such as prayer-friendly accommodations and halal dining options, is now a $200 billion industry. Similarly, Islamic finance has grown into a $3 trillion sector, offering alternatives to conventional banking systems. This explosive growth reflects not only the rising purchasing power of Muslim consumers, but also the increasing acceptance of halal principles across diverse populations. Consider Europe, where countries like France and Germany lead the way in producing halal-certified goods. Or look at North America, where major retailers stock halal products to meet growing demand. Clearly, the halal market is no longer niche, it's mainstream, and its impact is being felt across industries, reshaping how businesses operate and innovate. Drivers behind the expansion. What's fueling this incredible expansion? First and foremost, the growing Muslim population plays a significant role. With over 1.9 billion Muslims worldwide, representing roughly 25% of the global population, demand for halal-certified goods is naturally on the rise. Moreover, younger generations are more conscious about adhering to religious practices, driving further demand. Interestingly, non-Muslim consumers are also contributing to this trend. Many people associate halal food with higher quality and ethical production methods. For example, the humane treatment of animals during slaughter resonates with those concerned about animal welfare. Likewise, the emphasis on purity in halal cosmetics appeals to eco-conscious buyers. In short, the appeal of halal goes beyond religion. It taps into universal values like integrity, sustainability, and transparency. Businesses recognize this and are adapting accordingly, leading to a virtuous cycle of innovation and adoption. If you're enjoying this video and want to support the channel, consider shopping through our affiliate links in the description. It won't cost you anything extra, but it helps us cover the costs of creating more great content for you. Thank you. Halal beyond food. When most people think of halal, they think of food. But let's broaden our perspective. Take halal finance, for instance. Islamic banking operates without charging interest, focusing instead on profit-sharing models that benefit all parties involved. This approach has attracted investors looking for ethical financial solutions. Then there's the booming market for halal cosmetics and personal care products. Brands are increasingly obtaining halal certification to assure consumers that their items are free from alcohol, animal derivatives, and unethical testing. These products aren't just popular in Muslim-majority countries, they're making waves in Europe and North America too. And don't forget halal tourism. From luxury resorts offering prayer spaces to airlines serving halal meals, the travel industry is adapting to accommodate Muslim travelers. This sector highlights how halal principles can seamlessly integrate into mainstream industries. Each of these examples demonstrates the versatility of halal. It's not a monolithic concept. It's a dynamic framework that can adapt to various contexts and needs. Geographical hotspots for halal markets. Certain regions stand out as leaders in the halal economy. Indonesia, home to the world's largest Muslim population, dominates the halal food and cosmetics sectors. Malaysia has positioned itself as a hub for halal certification, setting benchmarks for global standards. Meanwhile, Gulf Cooperation Council (GCC) nations like Saudi Arabia and the UAE are investing heavily in halal tourism and hospitality. Western countries aren't far behind. In Europe, France and Germany lead the way in producing halal-certified goods, while the United States boasts a thriving halal food scene. Even non-Muslim majority nations recognize the economic potential of catering to halal markets. These geographical hotspots illustrate the global reach of halal. No matter where you are, chances are you're closer to the halal economy than you realize. Economic impact. The impact of halal industries on national and global economies cannot be overstated. In many Muslim-majority countries, halal businesses contribute significantly to GDP and employment. For example, Malaysia's halal exports alone generate billions annually. Beyond direct contributions, halal markets foster entrepreneurship and innovation. Startups specializing in halal tech, halal logistics, and halal e-commerce are emerging, creating new opportunities for job seekers and investors alike. On a global scale, the halal economy strengthens trade ties between nations, promoting cross-cultural collaboration and mutual understanding. By embracing halal principles, businesses can tap into a lucrative and growing market while contributing to positive social change. Challenges facing halal markets. Despite its success, the halal market faces several challenges. One major issue is the lack of standardized certification processes across borders. Different countries have varying criteria for what qualifies as halal, leading to confusion among producers and consumers. Another hurdle is overcoming misconceptions. Some non-Muslims view halal products with skepticism, often due to misinformation or cultural biases. Educating the public about the benefits and principles of halal is crucial to dispelling these myths. Finally, balancing tradition with modernity poses a dilemma. How do businesses uphold Islamic values while keeping pace with technological advancements and shifting consumer expectations? It's a delicate dance that requires creativity and compromise. Addressing these challenges will require collaboration between governments, businesses, and communities. But the rewards, economic growth, cultural exchange, and ethical innovation, are well worth the effort. Cultural implications. The rise of halal markets mirrors broader cultural shifts within Muslim communities. On one hand, it reinforces religious identity by providing accessible ways to practice Islam in daily life. On the other hand, it demonstrates how globalization can coexist with tradition. For instance, young Muslims today embrace digital platforms to learn about halal living, blending age-old customs with contemporary tools. At the same time, the popularity of halal products among non-Muslims fosters greater interfaith dialogue and appreciation for Islamic culture. This duality, preserving heritage while embracing innovation, is reshaping the narrative around what it means to live a halal lifestyle. It's proof that tradition doesn't have to stifle progress, rather it can inspire it. What this means for Islam's growth. The expansion of halal markets is more than an economic story. It's a testament to the growing visibility of Islam worldwide. As halal products become mainstream, they normalize Islamic practices, reducing stigma and fostering inclusivity. Moreover, halal industries serve as bridges for interfaith understanding. When non-Muslims choose halal-certified goods, they engage with Islamic principles, albeit indirectly. This interaction promotes empathy and respect, breaking down barriers between communities. Symbolically, the success of halal markets represents empowerment, a way for Muslims to assert their identity confidently in a globalized world. It's a powerful reminder that faith and commerce can coexist harmoniously, enriching lives along the way. Looking ahead, where do we go from here? Experts predict continued growth in key sectors like halal food, pharmaceuticals, and finance. However, future trends will likely emphasize sustainability and technology. For example, blockchain could revolutionize halal supply chains by ensuring transparency and traceability. Challenges remain, particularly around standardization and education. Yet, these obstacles present opportunities for innovation and leadership. By addressing them head-on, the halal economy can solidify its position as a cornerstone of global commerce. Ultimately, the future of halal markets depends on our ability to balance tradition with progress. If we succeed, the possibilities are limitless. To recap, the rise of halal markets offers profound insights into the intersection of faith, culture, and economics. It showcases how Islamic principles resonate universally, transcending religious boundaries. More importantly, it underscores the dynamic growth of Islam worldwide, proving that tradition and progress can harmoniously coexist. As we reflect on these developments, one thing is clear. The story of halal markets is far from over. It's a living, evolving narrative, one that continues to shape our shared future in meaningful ways. Thank you for joining this exploration of halal, Islam, and the forces driving their remarkable journey forward. The journey doesn't end here. Subscribe now and be part of our next great adventure. For more breathtaking travel stories and captivating animations, explore our other videos on the right. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.